closest that there ever was. I just hit the deal about another Benz. 300,000 on the car just because. Close the curtains when I'm riding in it. Double 5% tinted like I'm hiding in it. Thinking about the millions when I lay back. Richer than I ever was way back. I thought it would resist. Right around the city in the what? Double 5% tin when I'm riding it.
Oh my God. Yo.
Mr. Biggs is back. Stop hating him up, man. Put some respect with it.
They thought he was done when Kels got booked.
That nigga brought Ross to the table. And murder on the beat.
Back.
Anyway, I go by the name of Ski, a.k.a. Mr. Cozy Wear, a.k.a. Filipino Grigio. You know the name. Here with both of my co-hosts and 2/3 of the podcast. I can't think of a triple entendre right now. But I'll think of it later. It's cool. Yeah, I think I ran out of them. I think all the triple shit is done. Triple axle.
Triple double, man.
Triple axle, yeah.
What's they used to call the thing when you used to run with in basketball when it was 3 people?
The weave.
Yeah, the weave. Yeah, we used to run that shit.
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe I remember that shit. Anyway,
Triple X, man.
To the left of me, I got the boy Sport playing all fields and all courts, a.k.a. Jeff Horny Sex.
Heavy on the horny, heavy on the sex.
Yes, sir.
Funniest nigga in the room.
To the far left, we got Mr. AKA himself.
We gotta introduce him last because he got the most.
Because he got the most AKAs. Yeah,
and they growing every 2 episodes. You get a new.
What's the new one?
My girl called me Alki Balboa.
Alki Balboa.
Woke up and drunk a glass of wine like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
No, that's me though, bro. If it's Twisty Teas in the crib,
hey yo,
they getting drink like water, bro. Like
for real, them Jones is good. I like them Jones. Twisted Teas?
No, I like them, but
Twisted Teas got too much tang for me. It's too much lemon in them Jones for me.
Bro, if they in the crib, I'm drinking them.
I like if they was sweet tea. I might fuck up with a sweet twisted tea.
I fuck with them. Now I did woke up and drunk the glass of wine.
She's like, "Well, you all right?"
I'll keep Balboa.
That's different. Twisted tea in the morning is definitely different.
Yeah, so we Alki Balboa. That's a
Alki Balboa. I don't even want to follow up with none of this AKAs after there. That joint is vicious. Canary Hev, a.k.a. Humbly Hev, a.k.a. Hack Hev, a.k.a. Hev Hefner, a.k.a. Alki Balboa. Mr. Hev, yeah.
Mr. Hev in the building.
How y'all feeling, man?
I got to catch up with y'all. Y'all got more than... I got like 2.
I got 2. I got Filipino Grigio and Mr. What I say? Mr. Cozy.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got work back.
Yeah, you got... I forgot work back, yeah.
That work base shit got me in trouble. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man,
that's why I stopped saying it. Oh man, I ain't know if you still wanted the title. I stopped saying that shit.
The horny sex shit get me in trouble too.
Yeah, but we not dropping that. I don't give a fuck.
Hanging up my jersey for you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. How they feel about that? Man, we not dropping the horny sex.
Definitely heavy on the horny.
We gotta drop jerseys for that. Yeah. Merch coming soon. Merch definitely coming soon.
Who buying the horny sex jersey?
I'm a cop one.
Gotta get the horny sex.
We got to contact Mitchell and Ness for the sponsorship.
And the NASCAR jacket. The pussy race is over. Yeah. Remember they used to wear the Jeff Gordon joint back in the day, the whole race jacket.
Yeah,
that used to be a thing. Yeah,
them jackets was kind of hot though.
Let's bring them back out.
The race jackets.
Yeah. They brought the airbrush shit out and they made a killing off that shit.
We set the trends, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
How y'all feeling though?
Heavy on the horny and the sex.
I'm feeling good, man. Some good news this week, man. I'm feeling real good, man.
I hit the gym, man.
Yeah. Care to share or no?
It's just good news.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
I hit the gym. I'm back.
Y'all know I told y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, accountability check.
It ain't for everybody.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. I can't complain. I got jeans on today. Somebody told me I kept wearing them fucking khakis.
Oh, you different.
Okay, boy.
You know what I mean?
Let's see you, boy, and the newbies.
You gonna see these on the next episode.
For sure. I guarantee.
What do you say? What's the joke with the boys we say? They be like, "It is what it is.
It is what it is."
Yo.
Hey, yo.
But it's episode 23. We back.
We on the Jordan?
Yeah. Ooh.
Jordan Epi.
Hey,
If I would have known, I would have brought the champagne. The fuck? Like,
did y'all see he did an interview at the backdrop with all the trophies in the back? Like it's a subtle,
subtle flex.
Yeah, subtle flex.
Subtle flex with the three peats.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh shit, my fault. I forgot. I forgot about him. Don't talk about Jordan too much.
Yeah, go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. My man, Magic.
Well, we at the bid part of the episode, obviously.
Definitely.
A lot happened past week.
Yeah,
A lot going on within the internet's Beyonce's internet.
Definitely Beyonce. I saw the interview with Beyonce. She don't do interviews no more.
Wow, she drink.
I don't know. She just. When the last time you heard from Beyonce?
Yeah, she don't do interviews like that.
I haven't seen Beyonce.
She too busy being a mother.
I guess so.
Yeah, I can't be mad on that Crystal Horse.
Busy being a mother.
She being a mother on
She
that
on that
Crystal
Ryan
Horse.
Isley Jones too. First song.
Is she?
Unc went got everybody.
Oh, I got. Hold on. I got 5. We about to play this.
Unc got everybody.
It's a remake though. She threw him up. He threw her up there.
Oh, this too. No, I can't.
What song is that?
I might get too emotional for this shit.
Make you say,
oh, all right.
It's smooth. Go ahead and listen to it, boy. Yeah, that's how this shit goes. Look at it. Look at it.
Talk to him.
Beyonce,
Damn, Beyonce.
Need to see, boy, you're the promise.
I gotta say that for
Nah,
later.
she ain't talking to Ron. Like
I gotta say that. I gotta say that for later.
Yeah, she
She talking to Ron like that.
We gotta say that for later. I'm like, yo, I'll be. I gotta say that for later.
She is not talking to Ron like that. Baby, come on.
Ron look good for his age, though. I gotta admit, he got the beard going in with the salt and pepper. I hope to.
He embraced it.
I hope to look as graceful as he does in his age.
You gotta embrace it though. A lot of people don't know how to let that shit
heavy
go.
on the Botox and the nod jobs.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shout out to my man. I love
It sound like you play it here. I don't know.
I love the Ozzy Brothers. That's one of my favorites.
So you Kels basically.
Ain't no fucking.
So you say
Ain't no scenario.
You play, so you Kels basically.
No, but you do gotta embrace. You gotta embrace getting old.
For sure.
Like nobody. I don't want to see nobody 65 and butters and stuff like that. Like, come on, man.
I was talking about that with somebody. Like, I think I was talking to my lady. I don't want to be the old head still rocking.
Yeah.
Trying to look like a young boy.
Yeah.
Right.
But then what's the, like, if I like sweats and shit like that, like, what's the.
I don't think you can go wrong. So I think all the old heads wear sweats, Nike sweats and shit like that.
No, but you can't.
That's
have
like-
shit on everything, man.
Yeah.
But
I
it's a
can't
way.
have the
It's a way.
stretch jeans at 70, though.
No, it's a way to dress up stuff. Like certain shit you should own. Like you should own a pea coat.
You gotta
Like certain stuff.
you gotta
like,
do the Steve Harvey John. You got to get the gray shirt with the brown pants.
Yeah, the brown
The,
pants
the
with
black
blue
pants
suit.
with the
Yeah.
gray
Oh, wearing
pants.
slacks
At
on
the end of it, you had 75 suits.
Hell yeah.
Not even that though, but at some point you should own some khakis and not just jeans. I think that like
Absolutely.
I can't be 55 with ripped jeans. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be looking at the dads at my kids' school, and all them dudes be wearing like Azad and doctors and all this other shit. I'll be pulling up in essential sweatsuits, and I'll be like, yo,
they be trying to fit the mold, and I think that's scary too. It's like I don't know, like you feel like you gotta look a certain way.
yeah.
Like it's a young guy, he about my age, and he dressed a certain way because that's how everybody else dressed. Like when they go out to play golf and shit like that, they gotta wear this. Like
That's exactly what they look like. They fresh off of a golf court.
Like I was watching
polo
college football.
shirt.
I was watching college football today, and they was at what's that, Ann Arbor from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else had like a trench coat on. Reggie Bush was on that joint with a bubble on. Like he had a bubble coat on, and I'm like, I'm fucking with it. Like like you ain't gotta like dress like everybody else dressed. Like everybody else was in the trench coat. Even Matt Lyon in the trench coat. Like you're not that old. Like you know what I mean?
I definitely look like the young dad out here with the, you know what I mean? Like that's what I definitely get the vibes off of it. And it's crazy because like a lot of the teachers, like the younger teachers, they think they could just like approach me a certain way. You know what I mean? Real lax. Like, no, you still gotta be professional by how you talk to me about my kids, man. Like I know I'm laid back, but
I don't think you realize how old you are until you like take your kids and shit to school, and then you looking like damn, I'm dressed just like the fucking kids.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how I be. That's how I be. Like,
I don't want to be 50 like that, though.
Yeah, I be realizing, like even my kids, the kids got the shit that I got on. Like, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And it's like, you like, damn, I am a young dad, but I'm not young.
I'm not
like,
young.
Yeah, I'm a young dad, but I'm damn sure not a teenager. Like, you know what I mean?
As young as you feel, man.
That is true. It's a healthy balance with that. Like,
as young as you feel. I still feel like I'm in my prime.
you can feel like you're in your prime, but we always got like, that's how me too. I'm trying to find like what's your prime, and then what's like appropriation. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like, don't be in your prime, but don't be like Pops on that Wayne's Brother episode when he had the white Timbs on and shit like that. And Marlon was like, "Damn, son, I didn't even know that them Jones was out." Like so, it's like finding a healthy balance. But
I tell my kids, don't let me go out like that.
tell me,
Tell me when I'm looking
hurt
crazy.
my feelings.
Don't let me go out like that.
No, because
please.
it comes a certain time when you're just not in touch with it no more.
Exactly.
So where you still think you got the fly shit on, and it ain't fly no more, but in your head it is.
Feeling this.
Yeah.
About to fuck them up at this cabaret.
Like, you can't be 60 and like in a Mary jeans and a Mary
That's what I'm
shirt.
saying,
You gonna look crazy in a satchel.
Like, no, you
A
definitely
fucking satchel, a fucking fanny pack over your shoulder. You 60 years old, like.
Yeah, I'm cool, man.
like, imagine grabbing the velour suit and we was off them, and you like, Pop, not them Jones. Like,
Who's the old head you want to replicate when you get older?
That's a good question.
how old we talking?
Let's say like 50 or 60.
Oh,
Ryan Isley.
Rising. For real? Like,
Nah, he real smooth with it.
yeah.
he's smooth. I can't think of nobody that old, but like, I don't like Steve Harvey though. Like, I don't want to be Steve Harvey.
I think Steve Harvey's a corny. I do. I think he like I appreciate his business mind is crazy, but he went through a lot of failure for his business sense. But I definitely respect him in that aspect.
But like, I just saw.
But him is
corny.
Yeah, he's just corny. Yeah.
I saw like Morris Chestnut, and he slowly like aged to like, see it like, cause I feel like he was on the same plane as like a Tay Diggs, and Tay Diggs is a clown.
Yeah.
And Morris Chestnut's still respectable. I want to get older and be respectable. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't want to be genuine. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they clown
but that's what made me think about it, because Genuine,
like,
Genuine going out bad, man.
Yeah.
This nigga just passed out in the water. Yo, what the fuck was he doing?
Genuine, like, he tried to be a kid so bad he go out to drown in the kiddie pool. Like, that's fucked up.
That shit had me dying.
When you old, you can have a good year, and it's all of you being embarrassed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he having a good year, because we talking about Genuine, we wouldn't be talking about Genuine.
Yeah.
But all the shit we talking about him is shit that's like humiliating. Like it's crazy.
But you don't think Ryan Isley coming out with this song written by Rick Ross is kind of like going out bad a little bit?
I think that was the first impression of it, but it's kind of going up because he that thorough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the first thing was like they clowned him on the
shit.
internet. They clowned him on the internet about it, and then it's like,
Yeah, though, I was like, this shit
like
hard.
Hab say,
This shit hard.
but you gotta be him for it to be all right. Like that shit all right because that's him. Like I know he ain't write it, and he sound crazy saying it, but I still fuck with it because that's him.
Yeah.
He him.
You take it at face value, I guess.
Yeah. Now if his brother did it, the one that be wearing all them crazy clothes,
The fucking head cloths and shit like that.
that boy a freak.
Do that nigga even talk? He don't never fucking talk. Yo. He's a fucking mute.
He just a guitarist, I think. He do the guitar, that's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For somebody to like to stay out the limelight, he got the craziest outfits.
Yeah. What about you said? Well, have you said Ryan Isley?
Yeah, I fuck with Ryan Isley.
I'm gonna go Morris Chestnut.
Morris
You know,
Chestnut.
fucking Lorenz Tate be on some young boy shit, even though he old, because he still got like a.
Lorenz Tate. Yeah. I'm thinking Tate Diggs.
I'm cool on Lorenz Tate ever since Power. I don't really fuck with him like that.
You don't want to
You
be
seen
governor
him in
Tate?
some in the magazines and shit. He got on dunks and fucking.
Yeah,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
cool. Like,
That nigga like
grow
60.
up. Grow up, bro.
I wouldn't. Y'all probably don't even know who I'm talking about. That's a white boy. Jeff Goldblum.
You know, just the Fly. That's old. Y'all don't know the Fly.
I don't know the Fly.
Played on Jurassic Park.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
The Fly. Y'all ain't never see the Fly? Go home and watch The Fly. Man.
I'm cool.
You showing your age
Go home and
right
watch.
now.
I know.
You showing your
That shit
age.
used to scare the shit out of me.
Jeff
when I was a
Goldblum,
dog.
though, from
Jeff
Jurassic
Goldblum.
Park.
Jurassic
Jurassic Park.
The old head.
Independence Day. He playing.
Independence Day.
Oh, that's the guy with the black hair.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Jeff Goldblum is a fly ass old head. Like in his age, like that motherfucker could
He
dress.
always been that way though.
Yeah.
Like he got like an air about him, like distinguishedness to him.
Right. Yeah, I fuck with Jeff Goldblum. That's a crazy. But I've always said that though. Jeff Goldblum is.
Don't be Diddy either. Diddy corny too.
Yeah, Diddy is corny. Yeah.
Did he say bringing back Sean John for Lost?
Okay.
On
He
Breakfast
remixed
Club,
that
he said
song and he
That's
fucked
what's
it up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Why would he do that?
butchered.
Because he trying to bring back the remixes. He
Butchered
fucked
it.
that song up when he remixed it.
And but the boy Ryan Browse did that shit. Jumping out the window.
Oh yeah.
Jumping out the window with this one.
yeah, yeah.
No, that's not. He had another song.
That's
He had, that was
I'm
his
making
song, too.
A-Rap money. And
that's
That's
the,
him. But yeah,
Is
that's
it?
him too. What was the shit he had? I
at
don't know.
the
He
bar
made
in the
Ether
car,
beat
we pop champagne.
yeah.
That was what I was thinking about.
Ether boy.
Yeah, he the boy that Ether beat.
Ether boys. Yo, we
Fucking
used to
Jay
listen
got
to
him
some
right out of
crazy
here.
shit.
You ain't heard from him since.
What Jay say about him?
No, he the one that did Ether beat.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah.
And that's when his career was over.
Wait, so Jay got him out here because he did the Ether
Got
beat.
him out of here.
How you mad? Nas the
Fuck
one
out of
that's
here, boy.
Nas the one that fucking cooked you on that
Fuck outta
beat.
here, boy.
He ain't cook him no, but all right, chill. Chill.
Come on, man.
Relax.
Come on, man. We ain't gonna get into that.
Listen, I'm a whole stand. Nas went crazy.
All right, that was hot. Was the bars? The bars was hot, but what was more better, like the production or the actual bars?
No, the bars was crazy on either.
The producer was crazy too.
The production is
Fuck Jay-Z.
It was alright.
Nah, this nigga, like,
It was
come on.
alright.
It was really leading up to it. Like, the production was well done.
okay.
It was well done.
Rockefeller died from AIDS. That was the end of his chapter, and that's who you decided to name your company after.
That was a good.
It was alright.
That was a good part.
Yeah,
But
I
just
rock
feel-
hoes, y'all rock fellas.
I just
Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic? Is it Black Girl Lost or Shorty owe you for ice?
I just
Real
feel
all
like
my life they confuse it with deceit. Since I would not lose, they tried to help him cheat.
here you go.
Is it Dame
That's
Diddy, Dame Dash, or Dame Dummy? I get it. You Biggie and he's
It was
Puffy.
a whole bunch of jokes. Jay was spitting facts.
Clown the shit out of him. That shit was bad. Anyway, speaking of New York rappers, 50 Cent.
Good segue.
Yeah, I know. Boom. 50 Cent has been in the news lately about his son Marquis saying that $6,700 is not enough for child support.
Yeah, check out the green screen if you do.
Yeah, check out the green screen. We talk a little bit about it. Hev, how you feel?
I feel like he like 26. Why he's still
25. 25.
child support?
Is he still getting his money?
He shouldn't be still. Getting
So
child
from
support.
what I'd seen, he's still paying the child support,
How?
or
must
maybe
be
he
in school.
stopped. I mean, it's just
must
a
be at
son.
the Rye
It's just a son.
Institute.
I guess he was the Rye. Maybe he's still in school.
I feel like he's being ungrateful. 6,700 is a lot of money for one child. For one child, I don't care how much 50 makes. I understand 50 make a lot of money, but 6,700 is a lot for one child. If you can't get
For
done
one
with-
parent, too.
for one parent too. If you can't get done what you need to get done with 6,700 a month, yeah, something's wrong.
Just so we have a better understanding, it comes out to $80,000 and $400 a month a year.
80,000 is a
$80,000
salary
a year.
to live comfortably.
Shit, man, that. I feel like to me, especially a person that's personally on papers, say on papers, yeah, I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot. I feel like he's being ungrateful.
I think I think in situations like that, people think that he's supposed to live the same lavish life as his dad, and it's like that money's not for you to live a lavish life. Even though with that money you live in a more lavish life than probably 95% of people that's on child support.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I think they gripe doesn't come from the amount of money. I think it comes from the relationship somewhere that's going, and the narratives has been put out there that is like something from the mom, and I don't know how true that is, but I just hope that they sit down and hash it out, like especially now because they're at a point where they both grown men,
Right.
And they be doing this shit for years, like
Yeah.
this back and forth shit been for years with them.
Yeah.
So.
So do you think because there was a point to where Marquise took a picture with Supreme's son, who was allegedly the shooter. At 50 Cent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they've been going at it for a minute.
That's hatred. Like that's a different level of like, that's not get back at that point. I feel like that's hatred.
I think that's like, I don't know, I think some shit like that happens so fast you probably don't notice it.
So you think it's the mom like spewing shit in his head about 50?
No, but let's not let this go unsaid that just because you give me $6,700 every month, I don't have to view you as my father.
True.
That's like go back to that Denzel like fences thing, like, you know what I mean? I don't have to like you or whatever like that. So you probably don't have a relationship with him. Like you take care, you made me and you obligated to take care of me by the state. They say you have to take care of me or whatever like that. But we don't have to have a father-son relationship, and for that reason, I probably don't fuck with you.
So there was something that 50 had released about. He was saying that it was a point where Marquise was like really into sneakers, and he wound up passing by this. Like Marquise used to ask money for the new Jordans like every time they would come out or whatever, which he used to get them, but he wanted him to have something of his own. So he passed by this sneaker store in New York that was closing, and he asked him about it. Bought all the inventory from the sneaker store, and gave it to Marquise so he could start like an online store, not like a brick and mortar store, but like, sell these sneakers and then you can start your own business. Yeah. You don't gotta pay me nothing. Like, this is yours. So what happened was his mom caught wind of it, and she said she wanted to have a brick and mortar. No, she said she wanted to start a boutique. She didn't want to do the online store, but 50 was like, why are you talking to me about this? Like, this is something between me and my son, pretty much.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there were attempts made. I don't know. That's just one instance that, of course, it's from 50's side of the story, so I can't say too much more than what that is. Yeah. But I definitely feel like there's a lot more underlying than just the money. I feel like his mom definitely was putting stuff in his head.
I mean, where it come from all of a sudden though? Like he been paying this for a while now. Like, why all of a sudden?
Maybe it stopped.
Making a big thing. You 25 years old. 20.
I mean,
get your own.
What we talked about before? People doing so many interviews that all it takes is the internet to get wind or something, and now it's everywhere. Like, you know,
because all he did was like a Zoom or something like that.
Yeah. So then now he's on TMZ. He did TMZ and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
TMZ paid for an interview and stuff like that. But I guess so. It's a different type of child that's spoiled. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been getting this certain amount of money, and how old is he? 20 what?
25.
So he was born somewhere in like 98, 99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 67 might have meant a lot back in.
You got to think about New York too. The cost of living in New York.
Yeah, but 67 might have been a whole lot in 03. He probably could have lived large in 2003 off of 67. Probably not living as large as he was off of it. Now it's like.
Well, you also have to think about that's just one parent. What was the mom doing?
Exactly. Like,
yeah.
So his mom could have been working part-time at McDonald's and could have came out with 20,000, 30,000 at least, or whatever it is.
It's a big thing.
And you still would have had a six-figure household. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just my perspective.
It's a big thing. Living in your father's shadow too. That's not easy.
Yeah. Because he was saying like we can't just live anywhere because
he said that they
ops.
can't. Yeah, he said they can't. He said they couldn't. He said 67 to just live regular. I can't live regular.
Yeah, when you create all the problems, so I can understand that too.
But that could be also like a narrative his mom created too.
That too.
I don't know, kids. It just sucks, but it happens a lot. The kids become pawns to a mother and father gripe.
What y'all got going on?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it happens way too often.
But I mean, if 50 can view him, and that's a hard thing too for a father to view a son as a man. And I have like conversations with my dad where they're like I'm not, I'm your son, but I'm not a kid. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a grown man. So my perspective, like, you can't just say things and just think they're law.
Yeah.
Or, or your viewpoint is the only vantage point of things. Like, no, like, I'm grown. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if you can respect him as your child, but as a man, then y'all should be able to come to a middle ground.
Right.
Because in between all that shit is always a love.
Right.
Like, you birthed that son. He looks just like you.
Talks just like you.
Yeah, talk just like you.
Mannerisms just like you, everything.
So
Can't deny him if you wanted to.
that's what I'm saying. So it's something, genetics that you always have a special place for that person, regardless of what he did.
Right.
Like,
Hopefully
that shit
they just sit and have a conversation.
and
That's all. To take a conversation.
if
But
you
50
both
petty
men-
as shit though. You seen the video?
They
he
just
did?
as petty, like, together. Like, he's just as petty as his father. He has a $6,700 challenge going on.
Oh yeah, because
Like,
it's genetics.
yeah.
That shit don't
Who
fall. The
would've
apple
thought-
don't fall far from the tree.
Who would have thought pettiness was a genetic
Something that you passed.
component that you could pass to your kids? Like, that's crazy.
That shit is in your DNA to be like. I see my kids and the way they act. It's like, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You get that from me, like, true and true. The attitude and all that shit and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like
Yeah.
For sure.
the need to win and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is definitely passed down.
Yep. Yeah, I see it more and more every day
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And the thing is, like, to bring it full circle, is like us at the age we are, we kind of like have a better understanding of it, but they just dealing with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm learning you can't win everything,
Right.
and it's okay to, not win, or it's okay
Yeah.
to not play.
Yeah.
They don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Especially my daughter is like, she hasn't grasped that concept. She's a sore loser. And I never thought I was a sore loser until I see it in her. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a competitive nature.
I convince myself I'm not a solo. I'm like, I'm okay. Sorry.
Think about it.
I ain't want to win anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll be fucking
I ain't
sick.
even want to play.
Yeah. I don't know how to play. That's why I lost.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I'm still thinking about Scrabble games I lost 5 years ago.
Fuck 5 years ago, the fucking fantasy football shit. I be in this joint heat.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's like, no.
Yo,
It's like, no.
My thirst for revenge is like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, you see how I am with Ches and the fantasy. I'm sick. Yo, if Butler was in that joint too, I swear to God, it'd be Ches and Butler just because they won a chip in fantasy football. I do not like that shit.
I'm gonna get back.
just like
man.
you said, you like Ski was like, yo, what's the bet for the Dallas Eagles game? I was like, I'm not betting on no fucking fantasy week this week, especially against somebody I'm not playing. Like, yo, chill out, yo.
Talking about the-
I ain't even
talking about
talking
the
about
Eagles
that. Yeah. We're talking about the Eagles game, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit be having me heated.
But what else? We got anything else in social news?
Social news. So there was a clip circulating from Simba that I thought it was interesting. And I just want to get y'all take on it real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Yo,
Man, it's the most confusing thing.
Say that.
It's the most confusing thing because it's like I'm in this phase of my life to where it's like I'm trying to be something so great to where it's not enough time for me to be great for him. You know what I mean? I'm doing so much and I'm running around, and it's like, bro, I'm coming back to where I don't even see him 2-3 weeks at a time. I ain't seen him since last Monday, and I got back yesterday, and I had my whole day planned out where I was like, I'm about to get back and I'm about to kick on my little boy.
Right.
We just gonna rock the whole day. The minute I get back, bro, I get a call. The verse that you just heard came through, was at the studio.
Right. Gotta go.
I gotta go to the studio.
So, kind of led me to think about it. And I'll get your take on it first. How do you balance out your legacy with you being a father?
I think that's the hardest thing to balance. It's like, and even listening to him talk is like, I can relate on the simple fact is that as a father, your legacy is, and when we talk about legacies, what you leave and things of that nature, that's something you project. That's something that you looking down the line. So a lot of times we do things down the line, and it's beneficial for down the line. Like, I gotta establish who I am and create things for my kids for down the line. So when I'm thinking of tomorrow, it makes me absent in today. Mm-hmm. So what's the balance of that? Like, because I can't be so focused on today that I don't have my focus on tomorrow. So it's a double-edged sword where, like, you know, and I can relate to him because it's days my kids say, like, let's go do this. And I can't do this today because I got to do that. And that's more long-term. Yeah. And, you know, it's a balance. It's like, because if you focus too much on tomorrow, you live with the regret of never being present during today. Like, you know what I mean? Right. But if you focus on it's a double-edged sword. But if you focus on too much today and I'm too much present, I'm here, and I'm your dad, but I don't have nothing for you because I've been here, and yeah, that you can kind of live with, that's enough. But what am I leaving to you? What's around? Like, you know what I mean? Right. Now I can be your dad and I can be there every day, but it's definitely tough because, you know, it's two ways. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like you nailed it. I feel like it all boils down to sacrifices, and with sacrifices, some party gonna lose it. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if I want to, like you said, build a legacy, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a little bit of time with y'all. Y'all might not understand it now as y'all being young. When y'all get older, hopefully y'all understand that Daddy wasn't around because I was trying to build something for y'all to keep it going, to pass on to y'all kids and this, that, and the third. So ultimately, sacrifices is going to be made, and with them sacrifices, unfortunately, somebody going to lose, and the time spent with your kids, like, you're going to lose that. Like, that's parenthood. Like,
it is.
It's parenthood. Like, if anybody can have that perfect balance and now that perfect balance, kudos to you, but nobody's perfect, and that balance is
that's the hardest part, right?
That's the hardest part.
I think that balance is a myth.
Yeah.
I don't. It's impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think once you start to dedicate the same energy or attention to work, the same attention that you should give that everybody feels you should give to work, you get it to your family. You're not going to be as lucrative,
right?
But if you give the same attention to work, you can't be the family man. It's impossible. Like, it's just a scale, and one side has to tip to the other side.
Exactly.
Well, all we can do is strive for it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we like, some days we working and we building more than we at home, and some days we home more than we working and building. You know what I mean?
Right. So
it's never even, but you just want to make sure that you got enough tally marks on the left side than you do on the right side. And, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't think you ever 50-50, but some days when you 60-40, the other days you 40-60 or 60-40 the other way. So it's constant. You have to maintain the awareness that, you know, I can't create a balance, but I'm going to keep tipping both ways until I get where I need to be.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because what you do, you want them to understand. You want them to understand that dad's not always here because dad's doing things and dad's building things for you so you can be left behind. And like we talk about, like, the Aaron McKee quote, like, you know, like, you got to do things so your next generation can do better things than you, and the next generation there can do better things than them. Like, you know.
Right.
So what do you think about because this was another thought that I have. I'm not saying it's necessarily true, but it's just a thought that I had. So a father is only remembered by his kids by how great he was, but a mother is only remembered by her kids by how loving she was.
No. I mean, that's true, but I think that...
Because I'm only saying this just because, like, when you hear... when we, like, somebody our age, right? Mm-hmm. When they describe their father, they always, like, the first thing they talk about is, like, how they worked, right? He was a hard worker. He did this. He had this business. He did this. You know what I mean? Whatever. It always pertains to
legacy.
His legacy.
Yeah.
As opposed to when they speak about their mother, it's always she made the best meals. She always kissed my boo boos, like shit like that. You know what I mean? It's never that nurturing component when they describe a father.
Why is that?
I think it's only comparable to a single mom. I think a single mom has similar things. Like imagine having to wear the hat of a person who has to create the legacy and have to be the nurturer. So that's kind of tough to balance. But as a family, and not even just a family, as a father in general, you have to leave something for your kids. So like I would say that's the only thing that's comparison to it is like a single mom. But as a dad, that is true. Everything you said is true. Like your expectations for your father are greater than what you have in your mother. That's why I think a lot of times we as kids, because we all are kids, we have greater disappointment in our fathers. Like we way more forgiving for our moms.
Yeah.
True.
Like our moms did things that, everybody, we human. So whether they beat our ass too much or they wasn't there or whatever the case may be, we way more forgiving.
Because I think because with our mothers, that initial introduction of love and nurturing was already like set in place.
Hey, you brought me into this world.
Yeah.
Right.
You brought me into this world.
But even just growing up, like when we fell and scraped our knees, we go to our mothers. We don't go to our fathers.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, my dad's gonna tell me to
They
rub
gonna
some
take-
dirt on it.
Yeah,
you know
get
what
the
I mean?
fuck back up, stop
Yeah.
crying.
So that initial introduction is always for your mother. So like that, it's kind of hard to shed away from the love that your mother has already initiated, as opposed to your father. It doesn't really come into your latter years when you become a man.
So you think the father equal like
Not to say
fear?
that your father doesn't love you when you're younger, but the softness of a man, you really don't see that until you have kids.
That's what I'm about to say. So when you younger, you feel like your father like equal fear, whereas your mother equal love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So of course you're gonna be scared to go to your father with some stuff, but it's easier because you're nurturing and softer the mom. It's just yeah.
Well, even in that, though, it's like what I said. Like, do you feel that though? Like, the factor of disappointment is way greater in a man and your dad. Like, you can't be disappointed, even if you upset with what your mom did. You would never be disappointed in her because of the loving factor and thing like that.
Right.
But it's way more space for your dad to let you down.
Yeah.
Like your dad could love you to death, but if he haven't blazed the trail for you,
Right.
you feel shorted.
Yeah.
Or if your dad blazed the trail for you and didn't love you that much, you feel shorted.
Yeah.
Like your mom couldn't provide nothing, but she could have been a mother to you, and
Right.
that's it.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. She could have been scraping. Like, how many times you hear stories of moms that wasn't great moms, but you just have an endearing love for your mother that never goes away, regardless how shitty your mom could have been to you.
Right.
Like, you just have that love for your mom. When dads have like a big void, like that's when we talk about like anxiety and stuff like that exists in dads, where it's like, yo, you gotta.
You walk on eggshells.
Yeah, you walk on eggshells being a dad.
You walk on eggshells for sure.
For sure.
And it's and what kills me is that like, and it's not to not sympathize with a mother job is.
Yeah, no.
In the role of raising a child.
But we can only speak from the perspective of us. So
Yeah, and on top of that, it's like, on top of that, I feel like the world is so cruel to men, and we like a woman can have a hard time with being a parent, and it's okay for her to voice that she's having a hard time being a parent. Men, we can have a hard time being a parent, and it's not okay for us to be that soft and vulnerable to other men. Like that void hasn't been created.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you that I'm scared about the shit that I feel to another man. No,
Right.
Because it's taken as a weakness.
Sign of
almost.
weakness.
Yeah.
I feel like men have to so for sure, men definitely have to internalize a lot more of our insecurities as parents, as opposed to women. There's a safe space for them to speak.
Right. So it's not easy being a father because it's way more room for you to be disappointed.
Right.
Right.
There's way more room for failure.
And I never want to make it seem like, because I know there's the the narrative that men get celebrated or fathers get celebrated for doing dad shit. You know what I mean? Shit that they should be doing anyway. So I never want to make it, but I definitely feel like we have to internalize a lot more than what women do, and there's more of a space for women to voice their insecurities of being unfit mothers. Even not to say that your insecurities of being an unfit mother as opposed to a dad.
You know what I thought was always the hardest part about like being a dad and stuff like that, and being like a family man and being involved in a family, is that a mom can be a mom and she can play her role, and then she have roles and duties for a man, and a man supposed to do that. But a man also has to be the man, but he has to show a mom's side of like loving and caring and stuff like that. Your mom never has to be that person to you. Like your mom don't have to teach you how to be tough.
Right.
Only when your dad is absent. But like when your dad is in your life, when your mom and your dad is in your life, your mom can be your mom, but your dad has to show you both sides.
Right.
Like it's a gripe if your dad is stern and do everything but don't love you.
But even with that, I feel like there's more room for grace with mothers that don't teach you how to be tough as opposed to fathers that didn't show you the gentleness of, you know what I mean?
But if you have a present father, you don't expect your mom to teach you.
Well, I'm saying opposed, if you were a single father.
Right.
And then a single mother.
Right. Like a single mom, I give them the most glory. Like it's nothing comparable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they wear two hats. And single father is the same as well. But in a family structure, and this is what I mean, in a family structure, a mom is allowed to just be a mom.
Right.
And if she never teach you how to fight or never teach you how to,
Throw
play
a ball,
basketball or throw a ball like that, it's never like a knock on her.
Right.
But your dad has to teach you all those things and teach you how to shape you how to be a man, and even teach a woman how to carry herself with grace. Like I'm not gonna teach you that, but teach yourself to have some type of your dad instills your values too.
Right.
Like, he teach you to how men's supposed to treat you.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
but if he just show you that side, it's not good enough.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
So a dad has to play both roles to something that a mom only has to play one. And it's like, that's a struggle too.
For sure.
I definitely want to hear some mom's takes on this, because I know we about to set the internet on fire with that.
Yeah.
I know they about to fry us right now.
But I'm just saying,
I agree. I do.
And a family structure, and we talking about a 2-parent household.
Yeah, he ain't saying nothing wrong. We know for sure.
But
single moms,
things get taken out of context.
Right.
And I would like to hear from a woman that's in a family structure with a man, where a father is present and there every day.
Right.
That they live in a household, because I think that's another thing too. Like it's one thing to be a family, and it's one thing to have kids. Like even us, like present fathers, if you're not with a person, is totally different. But a person who has the mom and dad that they live in the same house with them every night, that structure. If you have that structure, are you stepping over the lines with like you trying to make your kids tough, or are you teaching your kids out to play ball, or like, you know what I mean? Do you step in the dad role? You don't have to, but us as men, we have to play the dad role, and we have to have a soft side that provides a quote unquote mom role that we got to have to us as well.
Absolutely, I agree.
But we definitely got to get like different, varieties of women up here, because I hate to feel like we just speaking for people.
Yeah, I definitely don't like to feel like we speaking for women. I don't want to, because I can only speak from how I feel and my perspective of things. You know what I mean? And same for y'all too.
Ladies, y'all can always comment. Y'all see the clips and the shorts and the reels and all that. Comment.
Yeah, definitely.
Let us know how you feel about it.
Let me know, and we definitely will voice it on the. Yeah. Like if you feel some type of way, like
cuss me out,
please, by all means,
man.
Because we definitely gonna come up here on the week following and be like, "Yo, they said this, that, and we never even thought about that."
Yeah, right,
for sure. It's
for
like
sure,
we definitely gonna say, "Oh yeah, I never even thought about that," but that's what they mean by that.
Yeah. But this is episode Michael Jordan
23, the GOAT.
Jordan Epi,
the GOAT. Bad. We out.
GOAT.
All right.
The DIPP, we out.